Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. With that road trip behind him, the Cavaliers ready to perform in front of their hometown fans here in Cleveland. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team. Guys, they came out on top of the season series matchup a season ago, taking 2 of the 3 away from them.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are 2 teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Thomas is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Calderon. And it's Aflalo in at the 2. Now here's Calderon. Lopez, a screen on Irving. Calderon kicks to Lopez. That one wide left. Knicks on defense. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
They really had a bit of a breakdown, a minor meltdown in the third. They got way too lax, too casual. Didn't protect the ball. And they went from being in total control to handing it over and then never being able to reclaim it.
And, you know, anytime that momentum turns to min modem, you're probably going to have a problem. Really hard to flip that switch again and stem off, I should say hold off, your opponent.
6 to shoot. Calderon with it. Guarded now by Irving. Aflalo, no good. Well, if you name an offensive stat category, the Knicks last season probably last in that category. All-around problems, Greg, for them scoring the ball.
Yeah, we may have to give them a new nickname, last. How about last in fast break points, last in points in the paint, last in points per game, and then throw in bottom 3 in shooting percentage, and that spells abysmal.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Now, here is Irving. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The Knicks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Lopez a screen. Calderon kicks to Lopez. Good D by LeBron.
Not looking good for him so far. 4 straight misses to start the game.
Inside. And Tristan Thompson on the bucket with the assist by James.
And you can sense the momentum really starting to swing their way.
Yeah, they're taking charge here. I mean, there's no question about it, Greg. And the lead, I think, is just going to continue to grow and grow from here.
Now, here's Calderon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. Good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Thompson sets the pick for Irving to the middle. Kicks it out to LeBron. Well, wide open look for Love. Another 3 for Cleveland.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Now, here's Calderon. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And Lopez gets it to go.
A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Smith outside. Back to Irving. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. James against Thomas. Over to the left wing. The open shot by Love. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got 3 assists now in this one.
And LeBron has been in the postseason every year since his rookie season. Last year he passed Jerry West on the all-time postseason scoring list. I'm sure he'll just continue to climb up the record book.
Clock at 6. On its way from a follow for 2. Lopez controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebounding. Unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here's Irving. It's a pick by Love. Nobody near Irving. Again, the Cavaliers score. And for LeBron in the playoffs last season, he did more than just score. Clark, he did it all and really stepped his game up when Kevin Love went down, when Kyrie Irving was hobbled. He covered every base.
Yep, and that's what's so impressive about LeBron in the playoffs. Everybody expects him to lead and hit big shots, and he never lets them down. Very rarely does he come up short in big moments.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Now, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
Here's Lopez, and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Lopez has got 6 points.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Fires from the wing. Kobe can't hit.
You know, the Knicks made the playoffs every season between 1988 and 2001. It's kind of strange now to see the Knicks struggle to get into the playoffs so often. Only 3 trips in the playoffs the last 10 seasons.
Here is Williams. Jose Calderon making his last shot. LeBron drives in, and here's 5 from the arc. Calderon pulls it in. Knicks trail by 5. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Roten dishes to Calderon. The Cavaliers pull it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
LeBron passes to Kobe. Back to James. The dish to Fry. Lopez with the steal. With 1 on the clock. And so the first quarter is in the books. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night. And
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, 2 guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Williams is out there with Kobe, and it's Fry in at the 5 down low. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Here's Calderon following the basket by LeBron James. Here's Williams, and the rejection by James. Calderon against Williams. Outside, Kobe. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. No good. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry. James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now around 27, 7 and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league, and he's proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly one of the all-time greats.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Korver comes in for Kobe. And a switcher also for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Porzingis. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
What, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin? I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Shumpert comes in for James, and Irving subbed in for Mo Williams. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for New York. Now, here's Irving. Here's Korver for 3. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
Roten with it, covered by Irving. Roten kicks to Aflalo. 5 on the clock. Poked away and stolen by Fry. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Cleveland moving the ball around. Here's Irving. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. Third longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed.
Now here's Williams. Following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Just 5 on the clock. Aflalo dishes to Roten. It's stolen by Korver. Ball going up court. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Smith. Irving's got his second basket of the night.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Shumpert gets a wide-open look. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Shumpert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
New York calls timeout. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
James checked in for the Cavaliers. Jefferson comes in for Shumpert. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Now here's Roten. He's covered by Irving. And that one's good. Roten.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Jefferson. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
The kick out to Irving. Smith on the wing. Back to Irving. Smith inside. Can't get it to go. And New York will come the other way. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Williams, a screen on Korver. Here's Roten. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Roten's got his second basket of the game. The drive by James, and he dunks it down.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
59 seconds left in the second quarter. Williams sets a screen for Roten. Dishes it to Aflalo. Plenty of space. Rebounded by Korver. Cleveland leading by 12. And here is James. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Knicks have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Three-pointer. Oh, Quinn can't hit. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. LeBron passes to Smith. And the three off target. Inside. Williams kicks to Serafin. Here's Roten. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so we wrap up the first half. Cavaliers on top as they end the second quarter on a 15-6 run. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with LeBron, and you obviously have been very productive. How pleased are you with where you're getting the basketball and how you're scoring?
I'm very pleased with my individual.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. It was all about Cleveland as the game got going. They scorched the hardwood with an aggressive style that put them on a 12-3 run to start. Once they got on the scoreboard, they were relentless at staying out in front, never once letting the lead change hands. And it was nothing short of an offensive barrage as the second quarter wore on, as they were able to close out the half with a 15-6 run. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, they got more than a few problems.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of this.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kurt Rambis. Porzingis is out there with Lance Thomas. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in at the point guard. Thomas against Smith. Thomas kicks to Aflalo. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Calderon. It's rebounded by Cleveland. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, You know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently. And then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
Oh, we've got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. 8th in free throw shooting, 14th in blocks. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
And you look at their free throw percentage, not to be overlooked. I mean, this was a team, I thought, that did a really good job of taking advantage of their opportunities.
Knocked away. Stolen by Thomas. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And Afflalo kicks to Calderon. Lopez sets a screen for Calderon. Right side, Thomas. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Thomas got his first basket of the night.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third. The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
New York calls timeout. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Thompson, he's checked in for Korver. And it's Kevin Love in for Jefferson. Calderon, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. He went over the offensive game plan and that it hinges on running through Lopez. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the 4th quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Volk loose. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Irving. The pass to Calderon. Love against Lopez. Pass to Porzingis. Clock at 6. And there's the call on James. That's his first foul.
Yeah, and, you know, they built the rosters to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Roten's checked in for New York. Lopez, a screen on Smith. Thomas dishes to Calderon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They set the pick. LeBron with the block.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly.
Oh!
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Lopez, a screen on Smith. Roten, the pass to Lopez. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
And so it's Cleveland with it. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. LeBron outside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thompson. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
To the wing on the left. Porzingis passes to Roten. A baseline J, and too long on the shot. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run.
Boy, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense. But they never seem to attack the rim at all.
New York calls timeout.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch four, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
As Greg was talking about Clark back to Love, it wasn't his choice to camp out from 3 last year. It was designed that way to create operating space for both LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's hard to ask a successful post player not to play to his strengths, but Love made the sacrifice, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that, Kevin.
The Knicks making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Roten kicks to Calderon. They set the pick. Now here's Roten. Tight defense on him. 11 feet away. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
6 on the shot clock. No one covered. 8 points for Kyrie Irving.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Calderon dishes to Lopez. Good D by Thompson.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
New York shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Now here's Roten. Over in the corner, Williams looking to end the drought. No good.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
And as we can... Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint.